Are you struggling with other inquiries? Are you struggling with other inquiries? You want to move forward, but you have too much inquiries on your credit report. You have inquiries that are there. You want to make moves, but you can't make any move. You're being denied for credit because you have too many inquiries. You have disputed the inquiries and you are not getting any result. Look no further. I am here to help you to get those inquiries off. There's a little known approach to removing inquiry that I have not seen anyone using, that is buried within the law that governs credit reporting and credit reports, the FCRA. FCRA stands for the Fair Credit Reporting Act. I'm going to walk you through a little known method and a very effective method if you apply it the right way, and a method that can remove all kinds of inquiry. All inquiry, just say, because inquiry falls into two class as it relates to whether it's tied to an account or it's not tied to an account. This method can remove both kinds. Usually we are told in the space not to dispute inquiries that are tied to an open account, and it is actually said with good faith in mind, and it's good advice if you don't know what to do. But once you know what to do, you can challenge inquiries that are tied to open accounts and keep your accounts open. Alright, so in this video, I am going to help you to see how to do this. Welcome back to Credit Nerdy. It's your boy Genius. Today we want to speak to you. I want to revisit the topic of hard inquiry and to disclose to you something that no one else is teaching, and a little known secret. And usually that word secret is thrown around to mean common things, but I'm just trying to trick you to believe that it's something that is not common. What I'm going to tell you is not a secret in technical sense of the word, but it's a method that no one else is using. And I literally saying that I am indifferent. I interact with individuals in the credit space on a daily basis, and I have never seen anyone teach this or use the method. I am the only one that I am aware of, and I'm not saying that I am the only one who know this, or I am the only one that is aware of this. I'm just not aware of anyone that teaches this or is showing this. All right, let us get into it now. So we have two kinds of inquiries, right? We have inquiries that are tied to open accounts that we have actually gotten credit for, and we have inquiries that are actually there. We attempted to get credit or to do something, we never follow through with it, or we never get it, we were denied for whatever reason it is, and those inquiries are there. Now, it is common practice, if you look on the website of any one of the credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, or any one of the other consumer reporting agencies, there are many of them, you will see, or even the big corporations, the financial institution that does credit reporting, if they have anything written there on credit reporting or an inquiry, it will tell you that an odd inquiry lasts for 2 years on your credit report. That is not true. That is not what's supposed to happen. What's supposed to happen, the law speaks clearly. But I think most individuals are not aware of this, that are credit experts, or that are teaching credit, or even a regular consumer that is very informed on credit are not aware of this, because one, we don't really delve into the law, and it's only certain sections of the Fair Credit Reporting Act are usually emphasized by those who are aware of consumer laws to actually pursue and study in an intensive way. And as a result, there are a lot of parts in the law that works together that we miss, because those sections of the law are not necessarily the prominent parts that we usually hear about. Even if you don't know anything about credit, you hear about section 609. And everyone knows about 609, 609 letter, 609 this, 609 that. You have the parts that deal with the furniture and certain aspect of disputing. Those parts are famous. But the part that I'm talking to you about, and why most people I've missed this is this part does not use the word inquiry when it's actually speaking about inquiry. What happens? Let us deal with first inquiries that are tied to an open account. How do we get this sort of inquiry off? In the law, specifically, and you can look this up, you can go in Google, put in this section of the FCRA and Cornell law, and you will see the law come up, and you can read through it for yourself, and you will see this. The section is titled Disclosure to Consumers, right? 1681G, and then the argument continues with the different ways how you can get this disclosure in 1681H, right? You can look those up and you will see. What happened is this, and while they have been lying to us, and we have accepted it, because anything that is repeated very often tends to be accepted as the truth, and we tend to not question it, and we tend to not even want to challenge it when others come and state that that might not be true, because the work that it will take a lot of time, we don't want to do it. One of the hardest things for a human being to do is, after he has a conviction about a particular belief, to reject that belief and change it out for a new set of beliefs that is contrary to that previous belief. That's one of the hardest things for us to do as human beings, and as a result, a lot of times this holds us back from change and from growing. Now, in this section, it speaks of disclosures to consumer, and when it discusses your credit file is more extensive than your credit report. Your credit file is everything that the bureau has on you, right? And it's not everything that they have on you is actually within your credit report. There's statute of limitation and stuff like that that limits what can be in your credit report, and there is also the definition of what constitutes a credit report, and the credit bureaus collect more information on us than we are aware of, and than what they need to put in your credit report, because they keep a lot of information, they sell information, and they do a lot of things. But when you request your file, they have to disclose to you everything that they have on you. When you see your credit report, they only have a certain amount of information. So this section deals with disclosure to consumer. It's talking about your credit file. When you request it from the credit bureau, what must be included in it? It deals with inquiries, right? And all credit-related inquiries, that means inquiries that has to do with credit-related products, not necessarily employment. If it is an employment-related inquiry, then it lasts 2 years on your credit report. But if it's a non-employment related inquiry, which is the majority of inquiries on our credit report, where we look for credit, car loans, mortgages, credit cards, which is the majority of them, personal loans and all of that, those inquiries should only last for 1 year. That is the secret that no one is telling you, and that the bureaus and the corporation are holding against us. It is in their best interest to have more information on us for longer than it needed, that their clients, which are the creditors, will be happy, because they will have a better sense of your situation over the last 2 years. So the bureaus hold this sort of information for 2 years, because employment related inquiries should last for 2 years. So the only inquiries that should be on your file for 2 years is employment related inquiries, not credit related inquiries. So if you have an account that is open and it's past 1 year and the inquiry is there, you can use this section of the FCRA to get that inquiry off. And if I am going to do this, I would tell you, I would construct 2 letters, one to the creditor, one to the credit bureau. Why? Because the creditor will be notified by the credit bureau when you file the dispute, and they might flag your account. This is why individuals usually tell you, don't challenge all the inquiries that are tied to account, because once you challenge it, they're gonna send a code that you're saying that you never actually initiate the transaction that produces the inquiry, and they might close down your account and stuff like that, and you lose the account when that's not what you wanted. But if you notify them and notify the credit bureau and say, listen, I am enforcing the statutory requirements of all inquiries. This is here over a 12-month period. I need you to delete it because that's what the law requires, and you are actually going beyond what the law requires, because this is a non-employment related inquiry. Therefore, I am requesting you remove it. The account is my account. This account that it's tied to is my account. It's not a fraudulent account. It is mine. And I need you to remove the inquiry that goes with the account. And that's how you push it. In the letter, I would write to the creditor and allow the creditor to know that I am writing to dispute the presence of this inquiry on my credit report more than the last 12 months, according to section 1681G and 8, and all the inquiry that deals with disclosure of the consumer should only be on a consumer file for 12 months, and this is beyond 12 months, and as a result, I need you to get this off my credit report. Now, this is not saying that we don't have a relationship as creditor and consumer, but I am requesting that you take this off in accordance of the statutory requirement relating to inquiry. That's how you get off inquiries that are tied to open account. That's how you dispute it. Send 2 letters, don't just send one, because once you dispute with the creditor and the credit bureau, then no confusion will be there that you are trying to pull a fast one on them. Do not let anyone tell you to file a FTC report to get out inquiries that are not related to an account. You can get into problem with that. An FTC report is a sworn affidavit, so you can be charged with perjury because you're actually lying to the government that something is on your file that you did not initiate. They have ways that they can verify that you initiated. They have the IP address of your phone. They have the IP address of your computer in your house or whatever device you're using. There's a lot of ways to coordinate and to prove that you are the one that do it if it comes to the test where justice must be served. How you get off those that are not linked to and you can use the same method as long as it's over 12 months to get off those inquiries as well that is not tied to an open account. If it's you have other options at your disposal once it's not tied to an open account. The permissive purpose section 603 and section 604 of the Fair Credit Reporting Act that deals with the procedures that must be followed, tied in also with section 607 that deals with the procedures that must be followed when a credit report is being pulled, where they must have a certification to get access to your credit report. There's general certification and specific certification. A lot of time the company, which is called the end user in this section, will pull your credit report just using the general certification that they have when they originally open the account with the credit bureau. Everyone that opens an account with the credit bureau, you have to actually give the reasons why you want to have a credit reporting account. And if you're gonna pull credit reports, we call users of consumer report, then you have to specify what you needed to do, and you would give your general purpose there. But every time they pull your credit report, they should give the specific reason. A lot of time, because they have established business, they will not give this information to the credit bureau. You can challenge the inquiry on that grounds And once they can't prove it, they have to remove it. And you don't have to tell any lie or put yourself in jeopardy. So that's how you remove any form and all kinds of inquiry. The first one, you have to be able to prove that the inquiry is there for more than a year, and then you apply that method. If it's less than a year and it's not tied to account, then you use the permissible purpose section and deal with the certification that must be granted. I hope this was helpful to you. Peace. I will have more on this because we will continue driving this home until we have enough persons that understand this and start to enforce their right, because we have been abused by corporations and by the credit bureaus. Peace. Ironic Financial. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Peace out. I hope this was helpful to you.